Now, an incident that took place in West Bengal's Kolkata in a medical college, which is a government-run medical college, has now created a massive furor as well as generated concerns all over the country. A 31-year-old postgraduate trainee doctor, she had gone to take a break after a 36-hour-long shift that ended in the night shift. Unable to find adequate on-call rooms, she went to a seminar hall on the premises to rest. This happened around 2 a.m. She had just had dinner with her juniors in the canteen. After that, she had informed them that she's going to take a small nap. Next morning, she was found dead in a semi-nude state with visible injuries and marks all over her body. The preliminary post-mortem report that came out yesterday said that the girl was raped and physically assaulted, most likely prior to her death. She was bleeding from her eyes, from her mouth, as well as from her private parts. Injury marks could be seen on the face, on lips, on neck, on her nails, on stomach, on right hand ring finger, on her left leg, as well as her left leg ankle. One can only imagine the kind of brutality that she would have been subjected to. Now, adding a fresh twist to the case, TMC Minister Sobandep Chattopadhyay has claimed that this could in fact have been the work of more than one person.
My conviction is that वो एक आदमी नहीं किया एक आज उसको आंगुल टूटा है उसको नाक टूटा है उसमें ब्लड था उसको मुंह टूटा है उसको कॉलर टूटा है ये क्या कोई एक आदमी का संभव है should be hanged to death or they should be hanged to death.
Now, the TMC leaders have been backing this demand for capital punishment. Abhishek Banerjee, in fact, went as far as to say that there should be encounter killing that should be done when evidence of such incidents is, the circumstantial evidence is very, very clear. The BJP is apparently alleging a cover-up.
Mamata Banerjee gave the slogan "Ma Mati Manush," but neither Ma, neither Mati, neither Manush are safe under her watch. Instead of ensuring that justice is delivered to the victim's family, Mamata Banerjee's government has constituted an inquiry committee which has interns and which has members who are close to the TMC party. What will be their attempt? To cover up the truth, to bury the truth. The entire doctors and medical fraternity is upset with this. They are up in arms, because they clearly understand that an attempt is being made to cover up the truth. The state government should immediately go for a CBI probe and should not make the family run from pillar to post. So this is an anti-woman government, and therefore...
Now, joining me on the broadcast are my guests. We have Shatarupa, who's a BJP spokesperson. Gaginandi Roy, political analyst, is joining us. Dr. Riju Datta, TMC national spokesperson, as well as Dr. Nikul Patel from the Congress party. My first question to you, Dr. Riju Datta, is when the state has said, when Mamata Banerjee has said that we are willing to conduct any kind of investigation, on what basis is another minister coming out and speaking on a sensitive matter as this and saying that there could be more than one person involved? The police hasn't said that so far.
Okay, now it's a very sensitive matter. Please give me the courtesy of time, and I hope everybody on the panel is very civilized on this particular topic. See, first of all, it is a heinous crime which has shook us to the core. We have never seen something like this in the city of Calcutta ever. So, in this regard, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has spoken to the family of the victim. SITs are being formed. The highest, tallest police officer, the CP, Commissioner of Police, Calcutta, is sitting in Arjikor right at this moment as we are talking now. The postmortem is done in presence of the victim's family. The victim's father has said, I have full faith in the Bengal administration and the Chief Minister of West Bengal. And moreover, the Chief Minister has said that if the family, most important here is not Trinamool, not BJP or anybody, the family of the victim, if they want an independent inquiry by any agency, be it CBI or anything, Trinamool Congress or the West Bengal government have no issues with that. We have arrested the primary accused within 24 hours and the investigation is ongoing. The investigation has not stopped. It's an ongoing investigation. The problem here is the problem of, there are two issues. The problem of politics. I am sure everybody looking at this show, watching this show, and everybody on this panel wants two things. One, justice for the victim. Second, exemplary and capital punishment for the culprit. That's, I believe everyone wants that. Now for that, we are doing what we want. If the family wants CBI, we have no issues with that. Secondly, I will just urge BJP and all the other political parties, like my National General Secretary has said yesterday, that this is a social issue, and if we want this to stop, this rape and murder needs to be stopped throughout the country, whether it is a Trinamool-run state, whether it is a BJP-run state, there should be fear among the criminals. So for that, Trinamool Congress is urging the party at the union government, which is the BJP, that please bring an ordinance that if a person is convicted of rape or murder and there is circumstantial evidence, within 7 days he will be hanged by the gallows or he will be encountered. And Trinamool Congress will be the first party to support the union government in that ordinance or that bill. Because these criminals have no political affiliation. They do not have a religion. They do not have a political affiliation. They are not human beings. They are animals. So they do not have a place in a civilized society, and they need to be taken care of. They should be hanged by the gallows. And for that, the only option is to instill fear among these criminals. And to do that, an ordinance, a bill needs to be passed. And the bill needs to be brought by the union government. Otherwise, what will happen is, I will say, this is what we are doing. BJP will say, women are not safe, this, that, whatever. I will say, see what has happened in Unnao, Hathras. And all we will do is whataboutry and mudslinging at each other. There will be no solution. Nothing will come out of it.
Okay, you said it is a sensitive issue. You need uninterrupted time. I hope you've got the time that you wanted.
Thank you.
I'd like to repeat my question. I did not talk about Hathras. I did not talk about Unnao. I did not talk about capital punishment. My question was, when the matter is so sensitive and the investigation is on what basis is Soban Deb, your minister, saying that there are more than one person involved?
I'm giving a direct answer. That is a comment by a minister that was sent to the house of the victim by the chief minister. We have all seen the postmortem reports. We have all seen the inquest reports.
The family hasn't said it. The family has been speaking out. They haven't alleged any such thing.
I'm giving you the straightforward answer. The comment that was made by the minister is completely in his personal capacity. Because this is not a comment by the government.
This is extremely convenient. Everything that is uncomfortable, you're just almost copying the Congress's template now.
I'm being honest. That is a comment made by the minister in his personal capacity, because the minister, whether it is the minister, whether it is Riju Datta, or whether it is the chief minister of West Bengal, we are not conducting the investigation.
Okay. Now, Abhishek Banerjee has said that in instances like these, there should be encounter killings. Is that advocacy of extrajudicial justice also a statement made in his personal capacity, or does the party back it?
No. What my National General Secretary has very clearly said, that these animals who have perpetrated these kind of criminal activities, if there is circumstantial evidence, there is no point in using taxpayers' money to keep them in jail for years and years during trial. The union government should bring out a bill that if a rapist is convicted...
Or did he not say that I would say that if there is circumstantial evidence against an accused, then he should be killed in an encounter?
Yes, and he said that for that, either hanged by the gallows...
He's not even waiting for conviction. He's advocating extrajudicial killings. He's saying if there is circumstantial evidence, then...
He said what he said. You have the video.
Let's play it out. Actually, let's play it out for the convenience of our viewers. Let everybody listen in. My Bangla, I barely have any knowledge of Bangla. Let's play it out, and then we'll open this up to other guests as well to interpret. Let's listen into Abhishek Banerjee.
একের পর এক ঘটনা হয়েছে, হাতরাস হয়েছে, নির্ভয়া হয়েছে, উন্নাও হয়েছে, তারপরেও দেশে চারিদিকে এই ঘটনা ঘটবে কেন? তার কারণ মানুষ জানে এর বিচার হতে হতে তো 5 বছর, 6 বছর, 7 বছর, আবার অনেক ক্ষেত্রে ছাড়াও পেয়ে যাব। এটা কেন হবে? আমি তো বলছি, হয় যদি পারিপার্শ্বিক প্রমাণ তথ্য আপনার বিরুদ্ধে হয়, তাহলে হয় এনকাউন্টার করে মারা উচিত, নইলে ফাঁসির মঞ্চে নিয়ে গিয়ে ঝোলানো উচিত। এই সমস্ত লোকেদের সমাজে থাকার কোনো অধিকার নেই।
For the sake of neutrality, let me bring the only non-political voice to help us translate and interpret what Abhishek Banerjee said there. Gargi Nandi Roy, what did he say about encounter killings?
Yes, he said that if there is circumstantial evidence, he is advocating for encounter killing, and I don't think that can be accepted in any civilized society. There has to be yes, there should be a fast track case, and fast track judgment should be given. These people should be hanged to death. Now I will do some rebuttal to Riju, and without doing any whataboutery, I'm not getting into any whataboutery, Priya, but there are certain questions which arises. First and foremost, after the incident happened, the family gets a call from somebody who called himself the assistant super and said that the girl committed suicide. Why? There was an attempt to brush it up and cover it up and show the murder as a suicide. And then second question is the kind of injury it happened. So it really shows that there is not one person, there must be more than one. And it shows also that she had resisted. So obviously there should be some injury mark on Sanjay Roy's body. And only half an hour. So in half an hour, so much of injury, so many bones broken. So there are questions. Thirdly, Priya, see, the civic volunteers, as per the Calcutta High Court judgment, Calcutta High Court said civic volunteers can only be used for traffic purpose, to control traffic. So what was he doing there? What was Sanjay Roy doing there? Sanjay Roy he was living in police barrack. He was part of police welfare committee. His neighbor said that he even did financial fraud. So imagine the kind of things happening there. And may I please tell you that around a couple of years back, the deputy super of RG Corps came out with 1,000-page complaints about corruption and all illegal activities happening in RG Corps. So many people knew so many things. So what we are seeing may not be the whole truth. Yes, from the situation it seems that it can be a gang rape. It cannot happen within half an hour. The investigation committee that has been formed has 11 people of the doctors, interns who are on duty that time. So those people who are on duty that time, are they beyond doubt? So, these are all questions. So obviously,
yes, all these questions
independent
will be probed by the investigation committee, but
do the investigation.
But Shatarupa, what do you have to say about the political compulsions of a
Riju
government?
Said, about fear. Give me 10 seconds, Riju. Priya, one more thing. Why are not rapists and culprits, why are not they afraid? Because we have seen in West Bengal what happened in the Park Street rape case. The chief minister calls it a concocted story. In Hashkali, she said, the chief minister said maybe that she was pregnant, maybe she was having an affair, a 14-year-old girl. So we have seen disgraceful statements coming from the chief minister, who is a woman chief minister. So that encourages this kind of culprits.
So Shatarupa, would you say that all these utterances about I am okay with, I want capital punishment, I back the demand for capital punishment, there should be an encounter killing, if CBI wants, CBI can probe, is it an overcompensation because Mamata Banerjee now knows that because there are so many incidents of crimes in her state, she is on a back foot and she needs to in some ways overcompensate for that?
Yeah, all that Riju has been saying for so long is sheer tall talk based on what his beloved All India, they're not even an All India party, by the way, All India General Secretary keeps saying. And Abhishek Banerjee has a habit of getting into these bouts whenever they are supposed to be on the back foot. Gargi is absolutely right. The reason why rapists get such a leeway in West Bengal is because of the constant insensitive comments that the...
But ma'am, he's been arrested. The superintendent of the college has been...
Who has been arrested? That is my biggest question. Who has been arrested? Priya, since you gave Riju uninterrupted time, considering this is supposed to be a sensitive issue, I will expect the same. Gargi has said a lot of things. I just want to add the first autopsy report, that there are 10 marks on her body. Further investigation shows there are 117 wounds. Most specifically, there are 2 kinds of semen which have been found. So which of these people have been arrested? The entire crime scene. Now, I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I'm not a detective expert. One has to understand what she's saying is about a half an hour. Even if I enlarge that, this happened after after this lady went to rest after dinner. So which was probably after 2:30 in the morning, and her body was discovered in the early morning hours. So there has been maybe a 6 hours, maybe a 4 hours gap. So what about restraining or picking up those people who were on duty that day and matching DNA samples, whether they're doctors, whether they're staff, whether they're grade 4 staff. We don't know who's coming because there is no CCTV camera, there is no security guard, there is absolutely no register which says who's coming in and who's coming out. Despite the fact, despite the fact that this particular floor has no CCTV camera for over some 3 years. And 3 months ago, the same ladies on call, they were I think, hanging around somewhere in some room. And there were some hoodlums under the influence of alcohol.
Okay, we get your point, Shatrupa.
Now, you see, these points, they are just, Trinamool is trying to cover up. Give me 2 more seconds. This entire RG Corps is run is in a faction between Sudipto Rai, who's who's Trinamool MLA, and Dr. Shantanu Sen, who is a very well-known face here. He's all the time, again, giving his tall talk. There is a contest between these two. Now, the Trinamool honchos, the Trinamool headquarters, so to say, Abhishek Banerjee and his aunt are so busy trying to cover up. You will know that this person has been, taken off. We're not even sure where he is.
Right. So
this investigation needs to happen.
All right. Riju Datta, counter all those points because I really need to bring in Nikul. He's been very patiently listening to all the arguments. Yes, Riju. Quick counter.
Of course. See, I have a problem with people lying on national TV. The post-mortem that was done, the autopsy that was done of the victim was done in the presence of the family, a district magistrate, and videotaped, and it is not in public knowledge. So when BJP spokespersons come on, apart from the inquest report, the official post-mortem report, when they come on national TV and they make assumptions in such a sensitive case, I think they should avoid this. Point number 1. Point number 2, the NSVP is already removed from...
This is most insulting.
Can I please?
I will not, Priya, this is not done. I am not talking without it.
Shatrupa, you've had your time. Let him respond. I'll also give you time to counter his counters.
I will not talk over anybody on this sensitive issue. Now, like Gargi ji said, there are multiple injury marks. We have seen the inquest. Nobody has seen the post-mortem report. Now, a lot of people, including junior doctors and everybody, is saying that there may be multiple people involved in this horrific incident. I am not going to sit here and say nobody else was involved. Neither I am going to sit here and say that nobody else was involved. The primary accused is arrested within 24 hours. The investigation is ongoing. Please give it that bit of time for the actual truth to come out. I am not going to sit here and make assumptions on a sensitive case. Now, when BJP goes into whataboutery, like how insensitive the Chief Minister's remarks are, then I have to go into whataboutery and say at least the daughter, the victim, her body was found when postmortem was done in Hathras, the child's body was burnt. And it was not even postmortem. Secondly, what happened during Bilkis Bano's case? The rapists were released and the Supreme Court had to interfere. And after one
Riju Datta, let's not indulge in whataboutery.
Yes,
let's not indulge in whataboutery. I mean, I think we all can agree that it doesn't help anyone. But Nikul Patel...
I had to give a reply. I wanted to stay away from all this.
Sir, actually, you were the one who started by bringing in Hathras and other incidents. Nobody else did. But let's leave that aside. Nikul Patel, as an ally of the TMC, what does the Congress have to say about everything? Is this a cover-up? Has there been a safety lapse for which the state leaders, politics, as Shatrupa was pointing out, some turf battles are to be blamed? And what about the call for encounter killings?
Firstly, the incident is very unfortunate event and we are not supporting it at all. The government, local government definitely, and a woman chief minister has to come up with a strong action, and we are expecting it. If it is not there, then as an opposition or as an ally or as a national citizen or a national political party, we are opposing it, and we'll put all our words. Even Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary ji had put a letter to the Prime Minister to intervene and to look into it. Secondly, Congress is never supporting it, any such kind of, and we are not going to compare. We have to stop such event happening anywhere in the country. Secondly, whatever facts and figures are represented by the co-panelists, definitely all those things has to be taken care into by the local government, and we expect that immediately all such people must be punished to the capital punishment. Regarding what TMC is demanding for encounter killing. It's not under the constitutional provision. Definitely, the trial court has.
So, would you condemn that?
Condemn. We condemned it. We condemned it.
And who do you blame for this? What has happened in RGK Medical College?
Yeah, see, the government has to ensure the safety and security of all the doctors. And secondly, today the protest is going on. Government must come out and ensure the security, safety, and work environment for all the doctors.
All
because
right.
Ultimately, the people of West Bengal is being suffered from all these activities, and
Right.
that is what.
Unfortunately, I've completely run out of time. Thank you everybody for joining me. We really hope that there is no repetition of such incidents and no politics or laxity or oversight takes another life.